as you can see from this handout, football pretty much destroys any other high school sport in leading concussions. There is about 11.2 concussions for every 10,000 games and practices. Now that sounds pretty high, but with 1.1 million students playing football, a total of 63,000 of them have reported having concussions in the last year. Now, to put this in a better perspective, imagine you're in a room filled with 10,000 golf balls, and 6.6 of these golf balls are black golf balls to represent those students who have concussions. It'd be kind of hard to find these black golf balls in the vast amount of white golf balls. Another survey was taken at Alpine Institute of parents whose students were in sports, and 1/4 of these parents stated that they would not let their kids play football due to the high concussion risk. But do you think that knowing some of these facts might have helped them and changed their opinion? Research editor Jason Burslow from Frontline News tells us that there are over 2.2 million sports-related injuries a year. Now, with every sport comes the risk of injury. Like, you can't be in a sport and not have a risk of injury. Even golf has injuries sometimes. Ways to prevent these injuries may be training or working out. In football here at St. Paul's, our coaches emphasize the weight room and getting in the weight room. Now, getting in the weight room isn't guaranteed to stop an injury, but it definitely has some helping factors in staying away from injuries. Proper tackling and emphasis on drills for tackling is another key important way to lower the risk of concussions and other injuries. Proper equipment is very key when playing football. Without proper equipment, you're more than likely going to get hurt. And one of the biggest things is just a general emphasis on safety. Stressing the issue to your students may help them when stepping on the field. If I were to tell you you were going to get shot in the next 24 hours, would you not take better precautions to not get shot? While similar tactics such as these was used in the NFL over the last 10 years, and injuries have dropped over 35%. Jim Morlino, from an NFL player, tells us, over the past decade, safety has come a long way. According to ESPN statistics, concussions has dropped over 25% in the 2015 through 16 season. Now you may be asking yourself, well, what can I do? How can I help? I'd encourage you to get involved and don't be a bystander. Don't watch these kids get hurt and not inform them of the risks that they take when stepping on the field. Encouraging and supporting them is also a good way to keep them safe. Now, I hope that I was able to inform you a little bit about high school football. And some key points to take out of my speech is to encourage your fellow peers, coaches, and athletes, and inform them. And don't be afraid to get involved. Take action and help keep high school football in sports today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give a round of applause. Okay. Thank you, Jose. And now we will pose some questions for you. Whenever you're ready, if you'd like to raise your hands and wait patiently, that would be great.
Anybody else? Isaiah.
Do you agree with the increased safety regulations? And if so, do you think that the increased amount of safety rules will take out the fun of football?
I think that, from personal opinion and from personal experience, that safety is always good because I love football, but I don't like the weekends after where you're getting hurt. So I think increase in safety is always good for any sport. And I don't think you can take the fun out of football by adding more rules to keep yourself safe.
Okay.
Hello.
How does weightlifting prevent injury?
Weightlifting, a lot of like lifting when I did research was neck lifting because like a lot of injuries with like spinal cord injuries, which is also common in football, starts at the neck and it's neck replacement. So if you have a strong neck and like you're working out that kind of muscle, then you're less likely to hurt yourself with spinal injuries. And then also with like arm workouts, you're like, if you're going in for a tackle, it's easier to do an arm tackle instead of like a head placement tackle, so you don't hurt your head, concussions. So in that way, that's how working out helps. Madison.
Do you think that there should be rules about like doing the right drills and like taking the right precautions?
Yes, I completely agree. I feel like a lack of regulations gives coaches too much freedom. And then like in like past years, over the last 10 years, they used to think water breaks were like horrible, and they used to give their players like salt tablets because they thought it helped them in sports. Whereas like not having those regulations, like they thought that was all okay, when really all they were doing was hurting their athletes. So yeah, I agree. Clay.
Why haven't we done anything too major about this if we know the statistics?
Well, in the last like legit, in 2013 through 15, we made total 13 rule changes and like added rules to football alone just in that 2-year period. So like it's concussion, like the concussion rate is high, but it's not high enough to like cause a big spark in like the high school sport world. So that's why people aren't taking that big of a step. But there are small steps that actually help a lot that they're taking.
Okay, let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you very much. And thank you, Jose.